With the recent statement by the Finance Minister, Mrs. Kemi Adeosun, that Nigeria is technically in a recession, there's been an ongoing debate on how Nigeria can navigate through the challenging economic phase. President of the Chartered Institute of Bankers for Nigeria, Prof. Segun Ajibola, in a recent media chat, shared his views on the development. He first identifies key steps that should be taken by policymakers.
As a country, we need to start taking more seriously, maybe more than ever, our export promotion strategies, diversify our earning base. The reliance on oil as major source of revenue is too heavy. We need to reduce the significance of oil on our economy. So if we can start diversifying into agriculture, into solid mineral, diversifying into manufacturing, and expand our export potentials, we'll be able to earn more foreign exchange from other sources than oil. That will help us. Then we also need to look inward more than ever before. The challenge, the message is coming to us today that we don't need to rely too much on other countries to feed our population. The various varieties we have in our agriculture can feed this population today if properly organized and well harnessed. We can rely on ourselves for the provision of basic necessities of life, food, clothing, shelter, and we can de-emphasize a lot of things we import because of our mentality to consume imported items. So the high propensity to import, fueled by all these cultural disorientation, can be corrected through import substitution strategies. So if we can embrace these two, we will be able to reverse the recessionary economy that we are facing at the moment.
The scholar warns that if necessary actions are delayed, Nigeria risks a depression.
It's when an economy fails to learn from this temporary setback, recession moves to depression. And depression is a permanent problem that may remain with an economy for decades. Nobody prays for that. We know what is happening in some other economies of the world today that rely too heavily on oil. So it's an opportunity for us to learn, to correct, to tame our appetite for imported items, consumer durables and non-durables, and to also look at our economy in totality. How can we diversify immediately to reduce over-reliance on oil as source of revenue? If we can do just these two things, then we will have been able to change our orientation. There will have been some paradigm shifts. Our economy as a whole, the structure of our economy will have undergone significant change. And by the end of the day, we will be out of recession.
On the monetary policy side, Professor Ajibola is of the opinion that the MPC is limited at the moment.
Inflation is on the rise. There is the temptation that perhaps the monetary policy rate should go up. But I don't see how that will solve any problem as it is now. We know the challenges we face with the foreign exchange market. What you don't have, you cannot give. So if we have supply rigidities, we can only give, we can only share, we can only allocate what we have. So there is hardly anything radical, anything miraculous the MPC can do at the moment, until we sit down and we are able to, even if in the temporary, in the immediate time, address what we can do, like I said, to tame our consumption habits, to also accept the reality that we need to immediately diversify and give recognition to other sources of revenue. Either we are talking of foreign exchange revenue or we are talking about a domestic revenue. That's the only way we can address the current challenges. And that is not, so MPC, I don't believe, has that magic wand that can change the outlook of the economy overnight.
From the analysis, there is an urgent need for the alignment of fiscal and monetary policies in the country, which can steer Nigeria through the economic storm.